Hey guys, Desolate Magic here, and about a day ago, Mark Rosewater posted on his blog called, of course, Blogatog, a couple of sort of teaser spoilers for Ikoria, and it's not just like, oh, stylistic art, basically an advertisement. No, this was actually really fun what he did. I hope they do this again. It's like a puzzle, but you can't really solve it, and it just kind of gets you wondering without really revealing too much. I mean, this is really what like a good spoiler should be, or not even a spoiler, but I guess, yeah, a teaser. Even he refers to it as a teaser. And when it comes to like Hollywood movies and stuff, everybody loves a good teaser trailer. I mean, it shows you just enough to be like, oh, interesting, oh, new video footage, while also simultaneously showing you next to nothing and teasing you on purpose. So he starts with actually something that pisses me off personally. Previews for Ikoria, Lair of the Behemoths, don't start until April 2nd. I would have been back from my trip by then. The one that just got canceled. And I was afraid that I was going to lose my absolute ass. First of all, by being gone for like 8 days. And then secondly, for missing the entire spoiler season because I didn't know when it was. But it would have started right when I came back. Oh, that's great. Stupid virus. Anyway, he says, but I've been getting a lot of requests from people cooped up at home that are eager for any content. My dank meme playlist. Seriously, click on my channel name, click on playlist, click on dank meme playlist. Or dank meme remixes or something like that. They're all custom made by me. They are freaking hilarious. And if you watch them all in a row, it will instantly cure any ailment. Or not. I mean, you never know. So he says he is doing something that he used to do all the time back in his column for The Duelist. Wow, I did not know any of that. I'm going to be giving you a Morrow teaser where I give tiny hints of things to come. Note that I'm only giving you partial information. And honestly, that sounds like it would like anger people, but it's really half the fun with this. I think he absolutely nailed it with this. The following can be found in Ikoria. Number 1, Magic's 7th egg. I don't know what he's referring to, but I feel like I should. Maybe there's only 6 cards with the subtype egg, or maybe it's part of a cycle. I have no idea. The next, it's a card with the text, quote, 4 or more times this game. I'll be honest with you, I already don't like that, because then you have to remember if it happened 4 or more times this game. I don't want to track really anything that happens in a game 4 times. That just sounds tedious and annoying. And then the third one is Magic's largest power toughness granting aura. I could look up what the biggest one is, but I don't know. A couple come to mind. And then the next one, not very surprising, a card with the text X is the number of times this creature has mutated. So maybe its power is X, and then you mutate it, and then every time you mutate it, obviously you change the keyword. That's pretty well established right now. And then yeah, maybe it's like power or toughness is X. That'd be kind of neat. Well, it would have to be power. If it was toughness, it would be 0. At least that's what it would start at. The next one, Magic's 3rd and 4th card with 0 is even reminder text. Oh god, they're going to do even odd again. I still don't really know how I felt about Void Winnower. I think the card was overpowered, but I mean, look at the card. It was not necessarily the even odd mechanic, but it just felt like complete luck and you couldn't really plan around it. So kind of left a bad taste in people's mouths, so I already don't like that. So 2 things already I don't like in this list. That's not good. But these are interesting and make you think, though. The next one, 3 cards with the text, different names. So probably like a library fetch, go get, creatures with different names, or, if you control something with different names, I don't know, or select, put a counter on 2 things with different names, I don't know. And whatever keeps people from cloning and fetching the same card over and over and over, and just anything that resembles Trawler. Now this one's interesting. 12 different types of counters. So my guess is really 10 because, regular counters, duh, and then loyalty counters, well, they already confirmed that. There's 3 planeswalkers in the set. So, charge counters, lore counters, time counters. It could be those, but I think that all 10 of them will just simply be, or at least most of them, will be the keywords, because they're going to have keyword counters. So it'll say, like, put a death touch counter on the creature, and then now it has death touch. I think it might not be as dynamic and crazy as he's making it sound. Then to follow that one up, the next one is a card that says choose a kind of counter at random. Gotta love those unstable mutations. In fact, that's probably the name of the card. The next one, a card with the text remove 8 foreshadow counters. Okay, so that sounds like a big, Merit Lage, Thing in the Ice, maybe a giant artifact, giant enchantment, just some bomb, mythic, legendary nuts card where you got to count down, let's say 8 times, but he said the text is literally remove 8 foreshadow counters. So, oh, it probably counts up. So you start at 0 or 1 and then go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, then you remove 8 and then do this. I kind of like those long game stall cards because it gives your opponents a fair amount of time to try to maybe stop it. And then it does something really cool, but not like instantly all at once. Oh my gosh, if they don't deal with this in one turn, they lose the game, which always seems a little fast. So, I'm not opposed to hyper powerful cards. You just got to do something to slow them down and make them a little bit more respondable. So next up, this is interesting. A cycle, so 5 cards minimum, that players have been asking us to make for over 10 years. I'm going to say, what is that? Burn Willows, Burn Tree, whatever the hell. It's going to be the rest of those. I mean, they would fit so perfectly. People have been asking for them forever. And remember, he didn't say like something unspecific. He said a cycle, as in like a cycle of cards, like very specific. So it must be like part of a pattern that was never finished, basically. That's why I'm thinking Burn Willows. Okay, I just looked it up. It's Grove of the Burn Willows. So you can tap it for colorless. It's a rare land, comes in untapped. Or you can tap it and add 1 of 2 colors to your mana pool. Each opponent gains 1 life. And that is a one-off, one-of-a-kind card. There has never been a full cycle of those lands. So, I mean, when he says a cycle that people have been asking for 10 years, the timing's about right. The very specific obviousness of it seems about right. I mean, it could be anything. I could be wrong, but that's the first thing that comes to my mind, for sure. And then after this, he just goes into the lightning round. He says, Ikoria has creatures with the following creature types. None of these are going to surprise you. Dinosaur Turtle, Shark Beast, which I'm pretty sure we just had, Demon Kraken, Elemental Otter. Yes, I am going to buy that and put it in a deck. I don't care. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a vanilla 1/1. I'm going to make an Elemental Otter. A Brushwag, I don't know what that is, and a Hellion Horror. Oh, then he adds at the end, a Nightmare Squirrel. Okay. It's very common for Nightmare cards to have scaling power and toughness, or one or the other, based on some parameters, so that should be fun. I'm going to build some with that, too. And this might be one of the only squirrels that's like ever been legal in Standard, actually. A lot of them were in other sets. But the biggest takeaway is the Elemental Otter. Otters are freaking awesome. They are adorable, and I love them. Oh, and then there's an edit, but he put it at the end instead of actually editing the wrong information. There's logic for you. He says there's actually 13 different types of counters. I searched for counter, and planeswalkers don't actually say counter on them. Oh, that's true. So I was right. Loyalty. Hey, I know more than Mark Rosewater. Awesome. So that's 12 not counting loyalty counters. Sorry. Well, we know one of them is a foreshadow counter, so yeah, that doesn't sound like something that would go on a creature necessarily. So maybe we will see like charge counters and knowledge counters and lore counters and, all that weird stuff. I mean, the counters typically don't do anything. They just indicate something, so I mean, I wouldn't get too excited, but some of them have to be keyword counters because the phrase keyword counters has already been used by the staff. So it should be interesting. I mean, some of this stuff is worrying, and others sound very interesting, like the Elemental Otter. Clearly, hashtag Elemental Otter is here to save us all from the coronavirus with his elemental powers of cuteness. Watch it be some like ferocious ultimate giant 10/10 monster creature. So anyway, I like this. I mean, it's a perfect teaser. It's got me interested, and we technically haven't seen any of the cards. Great way to release some information. I'm glad he did it. And he actually stated, I don't think I read this necessarily, that he's like doing it because people are like stuck in their home, bored out of their minds, trying to think of Magic stuff. And my God, is there no entertainment in playing Standard on Arena right now? That is, it might actually be legally classified as torture. I mean, they're already stuck in their houses, Mark. You might as well not kick them while they're down. So I can see why you would have done this and released this. So leave your absolute rampant wanton speculations down in the comment section about what any of this could mean. Along with, obviously, your wish list, double points if it's all in caps. Actually, like the tinfoil hat level conspiracy, speculations, you got to put them in all caps, and you got to state them as if they're absolutely true and that you know something that nobody else does. Otherwise, it is not valid and it doesn't count. But for the wish list, I mean, there's really honestly no need to put that in caps. but rants about what is definitely in Ikoria, cap that shit out. Caps lock. Cruise control for cool. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys next video.